All right, so you've got a dead computer on your hands. Screen's blank, fans aren't spinning, it's giving you the silent treatment. Before you go full panic mode and ship it off to a repair shop, hold up. Today, we're going to walk through some of the most common reasons why your computer might be refusing to turn on, and more importantly, how you can fix it yourself. If your computer won't turn on, it could be due to a variety of reasons. Understanding the potential causes can help you diagnose and fix the issue. Common causes include problems with the power supply, a dead CMOS battery, faulty RAM, or even something as simple as a loose cable. Don't worry, we'll break each of these down step by step, and I'll give you the tips and tricks to get your PC back up and running in no time. Let's get started! First things first, we got to make sure your computer is actually getting power. It sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how often this is the culprit. Check that the power cord is securely plugged in both to the back of your computer and into a working wall outlet. I've totally been there, thinking I had a major issue, only to realize I just plugged it into a dead outlet. To be extra sure, test the outlet with something else, like a lamp, and make sure the power cord itself isn't frayed or damaged. If you're using a power surge protector, make sure that's switched on too. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the right ones. So, you've confirmed the power situation is all good, but your computer's still being stubborn. The next thing to check is the power button itself. It might sound silly, but these things can wear out or get stuck. Try pressing the power button a few times, just in case it needs a little encouragement. If your computer has a reset button on the back, you can try that too. And hey, if you're feeling adventurous and have a spare power button lying around, who doesn't? You can even try swapping it out just to rule out a faulty button. Alright, laptop users, this one's for you. If your trusty portable machine is refusing to power up, the battery might be the one to blame. First, make sure it's properly plugged into a power source. If it's completely drained, it might take a few minutes of charging before it'll even think about turning on. Now, if the laptop works fine when it's plugged in, but dies the second you disconnect the charger, you're likely looking at a dead battery that needs replacing. Batteries don't last forever, sadly, but hey, at least it's an easy fix. Chapter 4: Hardware Havoc when components go rogue. Okay, so we're getting into slightly more technical territory now. Sometimes a faulty hardware component can be the reason your computer won't boot. This is where things get a little bit more hands-on, but don't worry, we'll take it slow. Start by removing any external devices like USB drives, printers, or external hard drives. Then open up your computer case and take a look inside. Check that all the components, like the RAM sticks, graphics card, and hard drive, are properly seated in their slots. If anything looks loose or out of place, gently push it back in until you hear a click. Chapter 5: Cable Conundrums, Loose Connections Causing Chaos. You know how sometimes a loose cable can make your headphones cut out? Well, the same thing can happen inside your computer. If a cable connecting your motherboard, hard drive, or other components has come loose, it can prevent your computer from booting up properly. Carefully inspect all the cables inside your computer, making sure they're securely plugged in on both ends. Pay close attention to the power cables connected to the motherboard and hard drive, as those are crucial. Sometimes just reseating a cable can work wonders. Chapter 6: Feeling the heat overheating can spell disaster. Computers generate heat, it's just a fact of life. But if your system isn't properly cooled, things can quickly go south. And I'm not talking about a vacation. Overheating is a common culprit for computers that refuse to turn on. Make sure your computer's cooling system is in tip-top shape. Check that the fans are spinning properly and that the heatsink isn't clogged with dust bunnies. If your computer is constantly overheating, it might be time to invest in some better cooling solutions. Chapter 7: BIOS blues, when your system's firmware gets grumpy. Alright. BIOS, or UEFI as it's sometimes called, it is like the low-level software that tells your computer how to boot up. It's usually pretty reliable, but sometimes it can get corrupted or have settings that prevent your computer from starting properly. If you suspect a BIOS issue, you can try resetting it to its default settings. This process varies depending on your motherboard, so you'll need to consult your motherboard's manual for specific instructions. It usually involves restarting your computer and pressing a certain key during the boot process to access the BIOS settings. Chapter 8. Software snafus and the dreaded OS error. We've covered a lot of ground, but if you've tried everything and your computer still won't turn on, there's a chance you're dealing with a software or operating system error. This can be a bit trickier to diagnose and fix on your own. If you're comfortable with troubleshooting, you can try booting into safe mode or using a bootable USB drive to try and repair any corrupted files. But honestly, if you're not feeling confident, it's probably best to call in the professionals at this point. A qualified technician can run diagnostics and figure out what's going on. Outro back from the brink your computer lives. So there you have it. We've gone through a whole bunch of reasons why your computer might be giving you the silent treatment and, more importantly, how to fix it. Remember, troubleshooting a computer problem can feel like solving a mystery, but with a little patience and the right knowledge, you can often fix it yourself. By following these steps, you can troubleshoot and potentially fix a computer that won't turn on. Regular maintenance and careful handling of your computer can help prevent such issues in the future. Keep your system clean, keep your cables organized, and don't be afraid to get a little hands-on with your tech. And hey, if you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more tech tips and troubleshooting goodness. Until next time.